Everyone. In this video, we should be starting with Unit 5, that is Efficient Market Hypothesis, EMH. So this unit begins with the topic random walk theory. So random walk theory, in order to explain random walk theory, it is basically uh, a theory whereby it suggests that the uh, predictability of the movement of the share prices is very difficult, and as well the prices or the past prices or historical prices does not indicate in which direction the future prices shall move. So it has been argued by actually many theorists that the behavior of stock prices itself contains trends which gives clues to the future behavior of stock prices. So in technical analysis, what happens is that the charts and previous historical prices are looked into or analyzed by financial analysts, and then they try to understand the market, in which direction the graph is going or in which direction the trend is going, based on which they try to assume that in future the prices are either going up or either going down. So this is also a theory which is being suggested or proposed by various theorists. Also, like, there are some other theorists which do believe that the prices can never be predicted because they are not a result of any underlying factors but are mere statistical ups and downs. So it is one another sect of theorists which who think that the prices in the stock market or the charts and tables that are drawn by technical analysis is is does not work properly, or it cannot be used to predict the future prices. So this hypothesis that there is no relation between the past prices and the future prices is known as random walk hypothesis, which states that the behavior of stock market prices is unpredictable and there is no relationship between the present prices of the shares and their future prices. So it can be said that the prices are independent of each other. That is, today if the price is rupees 100 and the next month if the price is rupees 120, then this change is independent of each other. These are merely statistical ups and downs. So there was a British statistician, MG Kendall, who found that the stock prices were basically statistically independent of the past history. So in other words, the fact that there are peaks and troughs. So when I'm talking about peaks and troughs means um, it's like a industrial cycle. It is like this, peaks and troughs. So you will see, when you see the graph of a particular share, there are various highs and lows. So these highs and lows, so these are peaks and these are troughs. So these peaks and troughs exist in a particular movement of a stock, but these are basically statistical happening, and they are this particular peak is not connected according to random walk theory. This particular peak and trough is not connected with each other. So in common man's language, it may be said that the price on the stock exchange behave exactly the way a drunk person would behave while walking in a blind lane. So if you can imagine, when a person is very drunk, then how he or she would walk in a particular lane, because that particular person will not be able to give or not will not be able to walk properly in a straight line. So he or she would be walking zigzag, or it is totally unpredictable where he or she will put his or her next foot. So this is similar, like this theory is similar to that of the walk of a particular drunk person. So this theory basically says that there is no relationship between the prices of one particular point of time and the prices of another particular point of time. So it is said that the past prices shall not reflect what will be the price in future. So the supporters of to this theory puts this simple argument that prices of shares in stock market can never be predicted. So it is said that prices of shares in stock market can never be predicted. Secondly, the reason is that the price trends are not the result of any underlying factors, but they represent statistical expression of past data. So it says that there is no underlying factor, that is this the price movement is not because of the underlying factor of past prices. It is basically in statistical ups and downs. Then, thirdly, there may be periodical ups or downs in share prices, but no connection can be established between two successive peaks. There is high prices of stocks and trough. That means this point says if there are two peaks like this, if there are two peaks like this, then it cannot be said that this peak one, this peak and this peak has some connection. That is the rise in the share prices or the reasons for the rise in the share prices of this peak cannot be related to the rise in the prices of this peak, or this trough and this trough, or this bottom and this bottom cannot be related, because there is no such relationship, and it is basically a statistical ups and down in the stock market. So this is the basic meaning of random walk theory, with which we move forward to the efficient market hypothesis. So this is the basic concept of random walk theory. Now let's move on to efficient market hypothesis. So efficient market hypothesis, the word itself says that how efficient market, when we talk about efficient market, it means basically a market where the absorption of information and all other aspects are next to perfect. That is, everything in the market, that is in the financial market, are being absorbed immediately any when as and when any particular information is provided to the market. So efficient market hypothesis is basically a theory which is generally not possible in a country like India, where the market cannot be fully efficient, because there are various challenges or various aspects which hinder a market to become fully efficient. So let's move on to the details. So actually, efficient market theory was developed by the University of Professor Eugene Fama. So this, please remember this name. He has also developed various other formulas and things. So Eugene Fama is one of the pioneers in the development of this theory. So as per this theory, at any given time, all available price sensitive information is fully reflected in securities prices. So in an efficient market, when the market is fully efficient, then it is assumed that at any point of time, the prices, in whatever direction they are moving, they are reflecting all the information which are available in the market. So suppose when I talk about an information, the information means information which has been provided by a particular company or the government or any other industry. So if a company provides an information to the public at large in the market, then that particular information is getting reflected in the movement of that particular securities price. So thus this theory implies that no investor can consistently outperform the market, as every stock is appropriately priced based on available information. So it assumes that no individual or no investor can outperform the market. That means no investor will be having additional information or information which is not released to the market. So this theory says that an individual will have, an investor or any other individual will have the same amount of information as that of the market at large. So an investor cannot outperform and market in the case of efficient market by considering that he or she has some additional information which is not there in the market or which has not been absorbed in the market. So efficient market hypothesis basically says that the market already reflected the prices, or the market has already shown its colors, or market has already shifted to some other point, and it has already absorbed whatever information has been released. So no individual or investor can have an additional information. So stating otherwise, theory states that no one can beat the market, hence making it impossible for investors to either purchase undervalued stocks or sell stocks for the inflated prices, as stocks are always traded at their fair value or on the stock exchange. So there is no question of a stock or a share being undervalued or overvalued, because all the share prices are reflecting all the information that are available in the market, whether private or public. All information is being reflected in their prices, and thus no stock is now undervalued. That means the intrinsic value is not lower than the actual price, or the intrinsic value is not more than the actual price. So everything is being traded at a fair value. Hence, it is impossible to outperform the market through expert stock selection or market timing. So expert stock selection means if the fund, or if a portfolio is being managed by expert analysts, like you find in the case of mutual funds, where there are fund managers. So fund managers are experts, and they um, put in their 100% time with the market only, and they try to understand which stock to buy when, and which stock to sell at what point of time. So this and that too at a point of time when it is very much necessary to be sold in the market, or when it's very much necessary to be bought in the market. So these things will not be helpful, because nobody can outperform the market in case of efficient market theory. So search for theory. So when empirical evidence in favor of random walk hypothesis seemed overwhelming, researchers wanted to know about the economic process that produced a random walk. So what are why this theory actually was developed is that people thought of understanding why a particular or why this random walk occurred. The search actually concluded that information is freely and instantaneously available to all market participants. Keen competition among market participants more or less ensures that market will reflect intrinsic values. This means that they will fully impound all available information, and price changes only responds to new information that is unrelated to previous information and therefore unpredictable. So the first thing is that information is freely and instantaneously available. There is no hindrance to the availability of information. So all information is available instantaneously. Then, sorry, this is point number 8. Then next is keen competition among the market participants, ensuring that they reflect intrinsic values. Like I said, the intrinsic values are only the fair values at which the shares are being traded, and price changes only to new information, and the particular change is not related to the previous information at all. So that is why it is unpredictable, or the share prices become unpredictable or very difficult to predict. So with this we come to the end of this particular video. In the next video we'll be talking about aspects of various aspects related to EMH, that is efficient market hypothesis. Thank you.